James at 16 will not be presented this evening, but will return next week at its regular time. Stay tuned now for a special 2-hour What Really Happened to the Class of 65.
Word Balloon is brought to you by the League of Word Balloon Listeners.
You know, one of the things that was distinctive about Green Lantern growing up as a kid is that, and it's going to sound absolutely ridiculous, but he's one of the only characters where, as he's a, seemingly uptight, regular superhero character, he had hair that went over his ears. Whereas your main lead guys like Aquaman, Superman, even the guys out of costume, guys like Captain America, they always had real nice, tight and short haircuts that did not fit that 70s aesthetic. So to have characters created that had brown hair and brown eyes was like radical, and he's one of those. It's almost like the colorist would figure, like, why would I color somebody's hair brown? Why wouldn't I give it this more poppy color, either black with the blue highlights or yellow for blonde?
Word Balloon is brought to you by the League of Word Balloon Listeners. Become a patron today. Patreon.com/wordballoon. For as little as $3 a month, you can really help Word Balloon keep going and get exclusive content you won't find anywhere else. Here's what you get. The Word Balloon Magazine, a digital publication packed with behind-the-scenes interviews, commentary, and insights from your favorite comic book creators, writers, and pop culture stars. And you can join the Word Balloon Book Club. Join Brian Bendis and me for a live monthly discussion of a hand-picked graphic novel. It's a great way to dig deeper into storytelling, art, and comic book history. Word Balloon has been a home for creator conversations since 2005. Your support helps cover production costs and keeps these interviews going strong. So if you love comics, creators, and long-form conversations, become a patron today. Be one of the League of Word Balloon listeners. Patreon.com/wordballoon. Welcome back, everybody. Time again for another Word Balloon, the comic book conversation show. John Suntress here. It's a Franco Clanko tonight for all you podcast fans. Myself and Franco. Good to see you, man.
How are you? How's things?
Yeah, things are good. Things are good. But I'm excited to talk to you about your brand new book, and I've got the cover, but I know you do too. The greatest. What is that? The greatest little luchador. I wanted to say it right.
Yeah. The greatest little luchador ever. The exclamation point is ever. Call it that way.
like it a lot. No, that's cool, man. And people are here and saying good evening. And
yeah, Kim Dog. Good evening.
Carrie's here.
Carrie.
And there you go, man. So yeah. I mean, obviously, again, we're talking about a little luchador, a little wrestler, a little Mexican wrestler, and everything. Not trying to be, controversial.
Yeah, luchador is usually associated with Mexican wrestling, but I think it's kind of just been carried over into regular wrestling as well. It's a book that my son and I wrote. So Nick wrote the book with me, and it's involved with the LXT universe. So the last Kickstarter we did was the LXT card game with my friend Jason, Jack and Eddie. I think we were on together.
Yeah.
I can't remember if we were on here together. So so that one okay, it was funded and it did okay enough where it paid for everything, and we have a bunch of books, because we did a bunch of books explaining all the characters in the card game that Nicholas and I wrote.
Yep.
But I didn't think it did as well as it could have, because Kickstarter put it in their games section, and I'm not really known for games and stuff like that. So Nick and I came up with this idea to make an all ages book about like a little wrestler who finds a little lost dog in the desert, and he's very honor bound and wants to do the right thing and has to return the dog to its rightful home. So it's got a fun little ending and some kind of interesting characters, and it was something that I illustrated as I was doing other things. So that's just really how it came about. Nick had this idea and said, "Oh, why don't we do this?" And I'm like, "Oh, that's a funny idea." So we kind of just put it together, and this is what came out. And we're launching the Kickstarter on Tuesday. So the launch page is up right now. You can follow it along. If you give it a follow, you'll be one of the first to see what's on the page. We have some great stuff up there, hopefully that people will enjoy, that we could talk about. But it's a fun project, and one that I kind of did between things.
The another character beyond the dog, we see her there. That's the luchador's partner, right?
Yeah, not so much partner as she's called La Gata, which is the cat in Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
And they kind of find her along the way. He finds the dog, and then he kind of stumbles across her, and we don't know if she's a friend or foe. We have to find out, and there's some shenanigans and action that happen along the way.
Well, you gave me a chance to look at the book. It looks good, and it also truly. But also, well, first of all, I love the whole idea of luchadors, and even though the design is different, it reminds me, of course, of Santo, my favorite '60s luchador.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, thanks for saying you like the book. I mean, the cool thing about Kickstarter, because I know we're going to talk about a couple of the other projects that I'm doing, but the cool thing about Kickstarter, especially since I'm not teaching anymore, and not to bring everybody down, but my parents are having some health stuff, so I'm there a lot with them and with my iPad. While my mom is watching the Young and the Restless, I'm sitting there with my with my iPad drawing, and she has dementia and stuff like that. So she asked me a lot of questions. So it's difficult to write, but it's kind of easy to draw, because it's there's not a lot of thinking involved with not that there's not a lot of thinking involved. I usually have thumbnails and stuff that I can work from, so there's not a lot of serious thinking about.
Sure.
So like I could talk to her. So a lot of this was drawn in front of the Young and the Restless. Victor Newman's still a jerk. He's still a jerk.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
We love him because he's what's his real name? I forget now. He's excellent. He's in Beneath the Planet of the Apes, and he's in one of my favorite World War II TV shows, The Rat Patrol. He's one of the Germans in The Rat Patrol.
He's one of my he was in one of my favorite episodes of Mary Tyler Moore.
Yes,
well, I believe. Yeah.
He's the critic. He's the real angry critic.
Yeah. So
God, shame on me, man. I usually know his name because I always tell people, like, hey, beyond his 40 years on Young and the Restless, he's actually, he's Eric Braeden.
Yes.
Oh, you relax your brain and then it comes to you.
Yeah.
I've always loved that guy. And, he does one of those Emmy oral history of television interviews on the Television Academy's website. And he's just as proud of Young and the Restless as he is Beneath the Planet of the Apes. And great movie with him and Webster's mom, Susan Clark, Colossus, the Forbin Project. This is 50 years ago, Francis, 55 years ago, like 1970. And it's all about an AI taking over the world.
Oh, wow.
It's fantastic. It's excellent. And I mean, it's, the old giant wall computers and everything with the reel-to-reel machines on them and everything. But no, it's very prescient. And truly, for like the last 10 years, I'm like, why hasn't this been remade with all this is 15 years before Skynet,
Right. Huh.
So, but anyway.
I got to watch it, yeah. But yeah, anyway, so I'll sit there and watch, the Young and the Restless, and a lot of this was drawn, during the Young and the Restless. So there's kind of a little bit of a soap opera feel to it. But the fun thing about Kickstarter, because like I said, I know we're going to talk about the other projects as well, but the fun thing about Kickstarter for me is like, what, someone asked me, why are you doing Kickstarter? I'm like, why wouldn't I? It's all under my control. I can do what I want, and I can use it as kind of like a laboratory for my stuff. So this is in ways I could show you a couple of the pages that
Please.
they're and this is exclusive to you, Johnny. No one's seen any of these pages. No one's seen anything in the Kickstarter because I haven't launched it yet. If you go and you follow it, you can follow the pre-launch page. But I did
Nice.
this in like pastel and watercolors. So I didn't even ink it. I penciled the whole thing and then darkened it and stuff like that. So it's got a really different look to anything I've ever done before. And it's a truly all ages book, and I wanted it to look bright, colorful, almost like not fully crayon, but kind of like in a crayon type sense. But this is the first page, and the luchador is just walking around, and he's having a wonderful day, and he comes across this little lost dog, and he's like, he's got to find its home. Fear not, little lost bird. And he holds it the lost. So
I imagine that Dudley Do-Right sort of voice with a Mexican accent.
Yeah, I kind of like a very booming. Do not fear, little perrito.
Sure.
That slight accent. So it was just it was a fun story, and like I said, I was able to do the whole thing. It's 48 pages, bright colors, big bold panels, and it was done over the course of the last year. A little bit here and there, and I have a whole bunch of other projects that I want to do on Kickstarter where like they're all kind of like in the process of being made. There's 2 or 3 that I've written where I'm having other artists work on them, and there's a couple that I'm working on one with Scoot, and I'm working on another one that's going to be very not all ages. It's going to be very adult and very mature. So Kickstarter is the name of my laboratory, basically, where I can do all this stuff, and no one can tell me no, we don't want to publish this or anything.
Right.
So
or change a character or whatever kind of nitty gritty. No, absolutely, man. And so are these other projects also going to be like, is it a whole big shared universe with LXT?
Yes and no, because this is part of the LXT universe. Some like Lagata is new. She's in here. This is her.
Yep. Whoops.
We lost it. So
we'll bring it back. You gotta re-bring it back. You knocked it out of the thing. But while you're doing that, we will bring back the cover and remind people. So there she is. Lagata.
I think I closed the entire folder. Maybe that's what happened. There we go.
Probably, but it's cool.
Okay.
Don't worry, man. We get you backed up. But yeah. Oh, here we go. It's coming up, everybody. Stand by. So we'll do that, and I'll take down the cover. Boom.
Yeah, and this is the character Lagata, and she's new, but the luchador, his name is Angel, Angel, basically, and I don't want to give it away, but there's other characters that are in there. But the LXT book was done, and these are adult characters. And basically, what happens with the LXT universe books is that, even though it's an all ages card game, but there's a bunch of demons that come and take the loved ones of some of these characters and bring them down under, not Australia, hell, and and these people, Angel is one of them who goes down and rescues his loved one. So it's a card battling game. But again, someone said, well, why did you do that? I'm like, why not? My buddy wanted to do a card game. He did them with other people, and he goes, well, the hard thing is finding an artist. And I'm like, well, there's me. I'm an artist. I can do it. So, don't ask me how the card game works. I have no idea. But Jason figured out all that stuff, and I did all the artwork and came up with the backstories and stuff like that. So we did 2 companion books, which will be available as add-ons to this.
Oh, very good, smart. Yeah. Sure.
If you missed it, you can get all that. But then, I'm like, well, why don't we take this and make like because the idea was next, but then I'm like, why don't we take this and make it like an all ages kids book? So it's really just something for everyone. It's 48 pages, and it was just fun to do. The next one may not be all ages, but we do have other all ages stuff that we're going to be working. And you know, you don't know what's going to happen with this stuff. We're going to be talking about Ninja Kaiju at some point tonight, which is a book that I have coming out from Paper Cuts in February. And that was going to be a Kickstarter book that Scoot and I did. You know, I was working on the Flash Gordon Adventure series last year before, and my editor on the book, Adam Walenta, said, you know, he called me up and we were talking about something because he had to ask me something about Flash. And I said, oh, sure, I'll send you that stuff as soon as I'm done with this. I'm just finishing this up. And he goes, well, what's that? And I said, oh, it's this project I'm doing with Scoot. It's about a ninja who turns into a kaiju. And he goes, can I see it? I'm like, sure, yeah, we're going to do it one issue at a time, and we're going to do it on Kickstarter. And I sent it to him, and he comes back to me a few days later. He goes, don't do it on Kickstarter. We're gonna publish it. So,
Wonderful.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Great. So that worked out, but it wasn't something I went hunting for. There's projects that I'm putting out there that I'm looking for publishers, and I'm working on stuff. I'm working on a bunch of stuff now for publishers. But these were just projects that I'm like, all right, I don't know if anybody's going to pick them up, but I'm tired of waiting for the publisher to catch up, because Ninja Kaiju was written and drawn before the paperwork was signed for the contract. So it's been done for over a year or so now, and before it ever sees the light of day. But these were things that we were working on for the Kickstarter. So this is something that I was working on, The Greatest Little Luchador, for a few months here and there. And as soon as it's done, I can pop it on Kickstarter. And the way I like to run Kickstarters is everything is done beforehand. So all the files for the Greatest Little Luchador are complete, done. Everything, even the stretch goals, everything is done prior to us even launching everything. So, the expected date that is on the Kickstarter for everybody to get everything is January, but most likely everybody will get everything by November.
Wonderful.
Yeah,
that's great. And
any printing or anything else, mishaps or anything.
Sure. And if people want to just read it, I would imagine there's a digital version that'll be available as well.
Yeah, there's a digital version. We tried to price things pretty moderately. There's an early bird special, so if you want the actual book for the first 48 hours, you get it at a special price. And then we also have a couple of alternate covers, which I can show you as well. So this is
nothing.
This is nothing. I don't know what happened there.
They won't open?
They won't open now.
Oh, bummer. We'll close it and bring it back up again. Maybe that'll help.
Maybe.
Sometimes that happens. Cornell and I were having audio problems when he and I talked 2 Tuesdays ago.
Huh.
So,
well,
no, I mean, just take it out. Here, I'll even take it. I can remove it, but I would say take it completely down and then repost it like you're doing right now. Yes. Yeah. But yeah. So again, everybody, I will bring back up my.
There's no
Greatest Little Luchador.
Yeah.
There you go. There's the cover. And again, the Kickstarter goes live, everybody, again on Tuesday.
Yeah.
And if you go on this early bird special, you'll get it at a reduced rate, which is cool. Yeah, and I so obviously, right away, Nicky wanted to do a Luchador book. Was that his first idea? Has he got other ideas percolating?
We had a couple of other ideas. Yeah, but this was the one that kind of just nothing's coming up here, Johnny. I don't know.
Okay, buddy. All right. Well, I've got, and that's a shame because we were all ready to show, and I apologize. I can grab them from your email, Francis, while we're talking.
Let me see if I can get it up on here. You keep talking, entertain everybody. But
okay. But yeah, we're hoping to show everybody the some of the other covers, and among them there are covers from both Scoot and Artie as well. Mm-hmm. So here, let's see if I can do this. All right. Yeah, I got to. It's going to take a minute, but I can get it while we're talking.
I can get them probably on here too, but yeah.
Have you got it? Nope, not yet. It's all right.
It's going to take me a few minutes. Yeah.
No worries. Let me see if I can bring it up, but I think I can't because I'm right now my email is not in this platform that I'm on. It's on my Edge platform. So let's see here. Can I do this? No. No. All right. Fascinating, I know, for both the audio and video audience. But there you go.
Everything was working fine on my computer until just now.
Exactly.
When we
Everything worked in rehearsal. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But no, that's cool. Well, should we talk more about the other two books, or
Sure, we absolutely
you
can.
want? Or,
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see here. First of all, we have now. Am I right? This is the next book that's coming out.
Yeah, this is a Chase Speedington and comes out in November. It's available for pre-order now, and you can absolutely order it. And oh, here we go. Maybe I got it. Yeah, so
Okay.
it's available in November. It's an artist named Mike Hardigan, who I work with, and he lives in New Zealand. And he's an
Wow.
amazing artist. Yeah, I found him
Yeah, how'd you
online.
find him?
I found him online, and I talked to him about possibly doing some work, and he didn't believe that it was me. So he was like, no, really, who is this? And I'm like, no, it's me. Would you like to do a book? And we did do some talking back and forth, and then he did believe me. And then we did another book together, but that was optioned out from under us. So, he was about to start working on the project, and I'm like, okay, you got to stop working on the project because it was optioned. So then I said, well, since you were willing to work on a project of mine, how about we do something of yours? And this is a character that he had.
Oh, wow.
That, yeah. We
Kind of an adventurer for the audio audience. An aviator.
You think of like, Indiana Jones, but like
As a pilot.
Yeah. He's a globe hopper, and then you have he was kind of adopted by the Queen, and that's her in the background there, and that's his pal Rigby.
The dog is Rigby. Yeah.
And Eisenhower, that's the bad guy on the other side.
Yeah, as I said, there's a mad scientist, everybody in the back. Again, I'm doing it for the audio audience. So yeah, mad scientist in the background. No, this is fun. Again, Paper Cuts was very kind and sent me an advanced copy. And no, it looks great. And Mike's art is very complimentary to your kind of writing as well. So no, it's a good choice. All right.
It was super, super fun, but just to show you how publishing works, Ninja Kaiju was taken and done in a matter of weeks by Paper Cuts. Chase Speedington we had written years ago, so it's like about 6 years or so before Paper Cuts decided to pick it up. So you never know how things go in publishing.
Sure.
Hence that's why I'm doing a Kickstarter for The Greatest Little Luchador.
Just like Artie with his books, man, and not Kickstarters, but printing, self-printing, and selling it at the shows and everything. Absolutely.
Oh yeah, so this is so we're gonna have some cool features, very limited stuff. So the book is going to be widely available on the Kickstarter. You can purchase it for early birds will be able to get it for $8. The regular edition of the book, 48 pages, would be $10. But thanks, Eric. Yeah, Eric's working on a book for me as well.
Eric Wolfgang chiming in with "Go Franco, go!
Yeah.
Run, OJ, run!"
Yeah. So we're going to have limited copies of different things, and one of the limited copies is going to be a sketch cover. So this will be the icon for the sketch cover on the Kickstarter. But there's only going to be 20 sketch covers available, and that's it. So that's the only way you can get The Greatest Little Luchador sketch cover is through the Kickstarter. So we have a couple exclusives on there. One of the other exclusives I can show you is this is Scoot's cover for The Greatest Little Luchador. Which is, the cool thing about having very talented friends is you can ask them for cool stuff. And
I'm well aware.
I sent the book to Scoot, and I said, hey, would you be willing to do a cover? And he just knocked it out of the park with this cover, and it's just amazing. And there is a very limited amount of these books. I think there's only like 60 copies that are going to be available exclusive only to the Kickstarter.
For the variants. Okay.
Yeah. And then the other variant is by an artist. I don't know if you know him, but his name is Art Baltazar.
Never heard of it.
And this is his cover. And it's I love both covers.
Yeah.
And his is going to be limited to like 30 copies or something like that. So, only exclusive to the Kickstarter, but just fun copies from these guys. And they were willing to do these for me, and I'm super grateful. And we'll see how they do, and hopefully people dig it.
Beyond variant covers, have you invited them to ever want to? Because I know they're busy with their books as well and their collaborations with you. But for other LXT universe stuff, can you see them possibly coming in and beyond doing a variant and really collaborating with you? I've stunned Franco. Is Franco frozen? He might be frozen. Let's find out. Yeah, I think he is. Hold on. I'm going to do this. Franco, can you hear it? I'm still on the air. I know that because I'm moving around and I can hear me. Anyone else having trouble receiving one of us? Mario is saying hello. Hey, fellas. How are you, Mario? Good to see you. Yeah, I don't know. Franco's frozen. Franco, I would suggest completely taking yourself out and re-signing in from the beginning. And while Franco is doing that, I will let you know that we're going to be very busy this weekend. And yes, Eric is right. Franco is speechless. Absolutely. But we'll defrost him. Fear not, everybody. But in the meantime, I'll tell you that hopefully we'll do another Trek Watch on Sunday. I'm going to release the audio of the last Star Trek that we did, 4.5 Vulcans, episode 8. But episode 9 dropped yesterday, and I know Wayne is on assignment. Wayne is actually at a Supernatural convention this weekend, so he won't be able to join us. But I think Franco will join us, and I'm pretty sure that Mitch will join us, and we'll see if we have any fireworks like we did last time on Trek Watch. But no, everything's cool, everybody. It's sports. It's nerd sports. Just like Brian Posehn when he has Dungeons and Dragons on his podcast and stuff. It's nerd poker. So everything's cool. All right, Franco you give me the thumbs up if you're ready, Francis. Okay, I wasn't sure if you were positioning yourself. Franco's back.
I am, and this is my studio with my green screen, but my computer just completely crapped out on me. So I'm trying to get it back up. I'm booting up and seeing if I can come back on.
Okay. But again,
my studio.
that's why we've got I've got visuals as well to show everybody again. Chase Speedington, and this starts in November. Everybody from Paper Cuts, and again, fun, all ages, bouncy adventure about a timeless aviator that is just doing his thing and fighting a mad scientist and protecting the Queen in the country that he serves. So Chase Speedington is very cool. And then, of course, later on, we're getting Ninja Kaiju coming in February from Paper Cuts. And that's Scoot McMahon and Franco doing what they do best. So that's cool. There you go.
Ninja Kaiju is just a lot of fun, and everybody seems to really kind of be digging it. And I've given out. I think they sent you a copy as well.
You did.
It's it's just fun. Everybody's just really digging the whole thing. In terms of we have stickers and everybody's like, oh, I really like this book. So we're just gonna see, how well it really comes off.
Yeah. Well, and also, you go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I'm back up on the other.
Okay, I'm gonna take this one out, and here comes Franco again. Boom.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Echo.
Shutting it off right now.
No problem, buddy.
There we go.
Squeak. Yeah. Oh, Chem Dog liked the nunchucks tree of Ninja Kaiju. Yeah, I mean it's as the title suggests, everybody. It's a very stealthy Godzilla-sized creature, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, they're tree chucks. nunchuck trees, basically, our tree chucks. And it was just
They're small
like
in his hands.
yeah, I was tooling around with some names one day, and I said, what are, like I'm looking at some of these books that are out there on the shelves, and I'm like, what can I do that's kind of like that, like iconic, that'll be kind of like, just recognized right away. And and what do people like? People like ninjas and people like kaijus, because I know I do, and
Sure.
oh, ninjas and kaijus. So I just put them together. And
Have you?
yeah,
I was going to say, have you researched? Have there been any movie or anime where they've combined ninjas and kaijus?
no, you learn in publishing that that's the first thing you do when you come up with an idea is you
Yeah.
research and you
Yeah.
see what's out there. And there was nothing out there. And I'm like, really? And I looked again and I looked again. And I'm like, I can't believe that this hasn't been done before.
Really?
So, yeah. So, I called up Scoot because I'm like, who would be the guy to draw this? And Scoot is definitely the guy to be drawing this. And he just knocks it out of the park. The artwork on this is just amazing.
Hilarious.
Yeah, so he just started adding his own elements to it, and that's the cool thing about working with Scoot. He brings so much to the table when you give him ideas and stuff like that.
He's worked on your Dead Man anthology book, and you name some of the other past projects that you and Scoot did together.
Oh yeah, we did a bunch for Action Lab back in the day. We've pitched so many to agents and book agents. We have like 5 or 6 projects that are out there floating around, looking for homes.
Great.
We have 5 or 6 other projects that we've kind of developed that, we're going to be doing on Kickstarter. He's my go-to guy, from way back in the Comics days when we approached him to do some of the artwork for some of this stuff. He's been and he's always open for any idea. Like I'll just throw him an idea and he goes, yeah, that could work. Yeah, that could work. And luckily he changes the ideas to make them better. So, and that was definitely the case with Ninja Kaiju as well. So it's just a lot of fun working with him.
Honestly, you've chosen wisely, in the words of the Templar Knight in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. Because no, honestly, like Scoot really complements, I think, your writing style. Of course, you and Artie for years, and the same with Mike and everything with Chase Speedington. So
yeah, and a lot of people ask me how come I don't draw a lot of my own stuff, and for the longest time it was because I was teaching.
Sure, yeah,
so that was a difficult thing to do, to draw an entire book. But I have drawn my own stuff. But I just know that I knew that Ninja Kaiju was not me as an artist. It was my voice as a writer, but it wasn't me as an artist. And the first person I thought of when I came up with it was Scoot. Chase Speedington is not me. Faye and the Moon that I did with the Saturn sisters is not me. The Ghosty Owl with Sarah Richard
with Sarah, yeah,
not me. It's my voice as writer, but I knew those I would never draw those.
Okay.
So it's me looking for the artist that will fit this project or that project. And with Chase, it was Mike Hardigan, and with Ninja Kaiju, it was Scoot. And there was no doubt about either one of those.
Do you have a favorite ninja movie?
Oh gosh, there's so many. Look, I like a lot of ninja movies, but I even like the really bad ones.
Well, that's I'll be honest. Don't get me wrong. No disrespect to the Shaw Brothers and Golden Horizon or anything like that. But yeah, I love Franco Nero and Enter the Ninja.
Yeah, but I also love Jim Cotta.
Sure.
where
describe it. Absolutely.
Well, it's a gymnast who does karate, and he beats everybody up by a naturally formed rock pommel horse
in the middle of the square.
The village square. But I also like
Kurt. What was that guy's name? Kurt. He was an Olympian, American Olympian. Chris Moreno would have no problem, and Matt Singer, who did a very, very funny review of Jim Cotta podcast on Matt's channel. Matt's a movie critic, and he actually just wrote a Siskel and Ebert book a couple of years ago, the history of them. But yeah, Jim Cotta, everybody, come on, who doesn't love Jim Cotta?
All the way to like the ninja series. I forget what it was called, but remember Lee Van Cleef in his older years did a ninja TV show.
Yeah, The Master on NBC,
The Master.
and Mystery Science Theater riffs on a few, and there's even an episode where Demi Moore is like the guest star, and it's
really?
so worth seeing. But Kurt Thomas, thank you, Mario, for coming through on that. But yeah, oh God, yeah, no, those are great. Those are excellent, and both just to naturally watch that show, The Master. It was on NBC, and it was perfect because Lee Van Cleef, he looks like he'd be, kind of an American, martial artist of some sort. I don't think he's of Asian descent. I don't know. But
no, I think the words of Harry Carey, maybe, but
but back then it was okay. I mean, that, it's funny. Richard Dragon, DC character, Kung Fu master and everything. And that was the thing, man. But, I've talked about with other people where it's like, it wasn't considered cultural appropriation. It was like, hey, look, this martial arts thing is really cool. Everybody was Kung Fu fighting as the song went back in the 70s. And you had Black Belt Jones and all those great movies, which is still great.
And Lee Van Cleef, he was, he did movies with John Wayne. He did movies with, Clint Eastwood. He, the guy was just, among the upper echelon of actors. But when it came to The Master, he had like the Flat Stanley disease where his bones were going to disintegrate because he was so old and stuff like that,
Scott Glenn in the Netflix Daredevil series as Stick,
right,
is pretty much, and man, honestly, Francis, I got to put that memo in my head when I eventually have my Frank Miller interview, which they promise me will happen, and say, I wonder if Stick was inspired by Lee Van Cleef in The Master. Because there's kind of that, I can see the plausibility of the connection and everything. So Lee Van Cleef, I've been on a Maverick, the old Western tear, and there's one season. I appreciate the tangents, Francis. This has nothing to do with your books right now. But in the fourth season, James Garner left Maverick, and Jack Kelly was still there. And for that one season, for like 10 episodes, Roger Moore was also like a cousin, and it was a Maverick. And in this one episode, he's the good guy. John Carradine, Revenge of the Nerds' dad, and also Keith Carradine's dad and David Carradine's dad. It's almost like a noir Western. And so he's the plot maker. Lee Van Cleef is his main hitman. That's part of his gang. And then there's a young guy, and the young guy's got a hot girlfriend that's coming on to Roger Moore. And it's Sherry Jackson, Andrea, from our favorite Star Trek episode, What Are Little Girls Made Of? The Roger Corby, I am Roger Corby, and the hot girl. But this is like 5 or 6 years before that on Maverick. But that's a great Lee Van Cleef role. And I also saw another Western with him. He was all over the place, man, in the 50s and 60s in TV and film, and 70s for that matter. And then became Flat Stanley, as you said.
As the Master, Flat Stanley as the Master.
I can't fly anymore. My bones will be pulverized. I am Flat Stanley. Oh God, we got to do that. Now, and I mean, I think there's been enough years have gone by that it's not like, hey, that's cruel. Well, actually, maybe we should wait because I know the one guy is kickstarting the sad documentary about the the abuse that poor Stan was getting as far as being not handled well.
That's awful.
But I know, bummer. All right, well, way to bring the show down, Johnny.
Yeah.
But that's cool, Francis. No, I love it. And then I was going to ask you what your favorite, continuing on the theme and everything. How about, beyond Indiana Jones? Do you have any foreign intrigue? Because is that how you'd characterize the book, Francis? Like kind of classic 30s adventure?
Yeah. So basically, what happens is the premise of the book is that Chase Speedington, his parents have gone missing when he was younger, and he was adopted by the Queen. So he was trained, with the Queen's Guard, and he had access to all the royal libraries and all this other stuff, and so he's kind of like a historian, adventurer. So he goes to all these places and he's trying to figure out clues of where his parents are. So he goes to different places, and he goes to the pyramids in Egypt. He goes to Mount Rushmore. He goes to the Leaning Tower of Pisa. So there's my love of history and my love of art history as well within here, and it's all kind of just smushed in there in this adventure things. Like, so if I were writing young Indiana Jones, what would it be? And this is what I came up with.
That's cool. No, that's a great idea, and also kind of a subtle way to kind of educate the kids about some of the great areas of the world.
Yeah, that is never my intention. I
I don't want to teach a damn thing to
I don't-
anybody.
I don't want to teach anybody anything anymore. I did it for 24 years, and
Yeah, you
um,
did.
no, it was just fun just to draw on that stuff, which I've always liked anyway. And to put it into this, what would I like to read type thing. And
Yeah.
I'm really never trying to educate anybody. I'm just writing a story that would make me, why would I want to read this? And that's
Sure.
what I write. So,
Well, I like, and it's funny. I literally just by chance, before we were talking, I've been watching one of the first World War II movies right after the war broke out, 1942, a John Wayne movie, Flying Tigers, about that famous group of aviators that were Americans that went to China prior to us getting involved in World War II, like 38, 39, and even earlier, maybe even 37. But it was when China and Japan were at war, and they were there helping Chinese refugees and really kind of protecting people. And it's great. It's to me, that's the period of Wayne that I'm fascinated by. It's right after Stagecoach, which was his first big movie star moment. But Republic had him already under contract for like B movies and cliffhangers. And when Stagecoach became this huge movie, they're like, all right, we got to hang on to him. All of a sudden, we got an A-list star, man. So they're like, hey, we'll make A-list movies with you, Duke. Just let us be your first pick.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, they still were the schlock studio that really most of their directors and their budgets and stuff were really so beyond Wayne. They're still like low budget movies. But I love it because it's got great aviator fighter footage and stuff like that. I think it's
I mean,
entertaining.
just I love stuff like that, and I love reading weird things because you never know where an idea comes from. It comes from a movie, like, oh, what if I did this instead of what they did on screen?
Yeah.
Or I'll wind up reading some. I was reading something about the rings of Saturn the other day, and I'm like, oh, that would make a cool idea. And I was talking to my son about it, and then he went off and wrote like 2 pages of like this thing that just like kind of spilled out of his brain. And that's what we have for an idea that we have coming up. But again, back to The Greatest Little Luchador, I wrote it with my son, not because I'm trying to elevate my son, which father doesn't want to do that, but he's a smart kid and he's a good writer. He's young, he doesn't have a lot of experience with stuff like this, but he's getting more every day. And I can just see the talent that he has. And he's a really smart, good writer. And this was fun to do together, and we have some other ideas that we want to do as well. But you never know where ideas are going to come from. Something weird that I read about, like a movie set, or like I said, if I wanted to change the plot of a movie I saw, what would happen if I did this instead? Or reading something about Saturn, which was just the other day. So these ideas are just, I have folders filled with ideas, sketchbooks filled with ideas that I'll never ever get to. But
and again, that's why it's great that you're collaborating with people to kind of expedite, because you can, even though you are able to draw and stuff, you can only draw so much and everything. No, get it out there, Francis. I don't blame you at all. And also, again, I didn't expect this book to be part of the LXT thing, and I think that's great.
Yeah, I mean, it stands completely apart.
I get it.
If you want to delve into the LXT guard game, one of the stretch goals that we have for this, again, because my buddy Jason is not a wordsmith, writer type guy, or an artist on a professional level.
I'm with you. Yeah.
But he dabbles in both. But one of the things that we offer here is a stretch goal. So and it's a card game. So what we did was we took all the LXT characters and we made them kitified. Like we have, I'll tell you what, it's Medusa. We have Medusa, with the snakes and stuff like that.
Yeah, the Greek goddess, absolutely.
Right. So we came up with a memory. You remember when you would play the memory card game where you have to match this card with this card?
Husker Du?
Yeah.
The Swedish game? Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So, you have to match the two of clubs with the two of hearts,
Yeah.
We took this and we made, you have to match Medusa to the stone wood, the stone head of a soldier, so you have to match that.
Okay. Oh, I see. Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, the effect of her,
right.
Her powers.
You have to match the vampire character with a little bat, that's flying around. So you don't have to match it to its own, because we didn't want to double the cards. We wanted to match it to an object,
that is tied to the character. Sure.
Right. So the stretch goals, I mean, for $8 and shipping, which is what, maybe $20 altogether. If we fund enough of the Kickstarter, you get the book, you get a mini print, you get a bookmark if we hit that goal, you get a set of stickers if you hit that goal, and then if we hit our major goal, which is what we're looking to do, you get this card game all for that $20 investment.
Oh, that's great.
If that's what you wanted to do. So you get a whole bunch of stuff for $20 if we fund enough from all this. But we've worked it out where our funding goal is modest, but if we hit a certain amount, then you get a whole bunch of stuff. So that's the way we're planning it, basically.
That's great, man. No, I think that's terrific. Let's see here. There's a comment. Dan, if you want a cool, affordable original from Franco, please visit him at blindwolfstudios.bigcartel.com. That's the website. He's a great guy and always takes the time to talk to Dan and all of his fans at conventions. That's absolutely true. Yes, we know that, Dan. You're absolutely right. A truly unique artist and a great guy. That's very nice, Dan.
Very
well
nice.
said.
Thank you much. Oh, you're going to make me blush.
Nice testimonial there. I like that. And, well, hey, Franco and I have been friends for at least 15 years, if not even longer, something like that. And then honestly, I think he and Art are really, really smart, fun creators. And Scoot's been great to get to know and watching his work and everything. And that's why it's exciting. And same for Nikki. I'm thrilled, man. You've told me some of the ideas that you guys have had in the past. And it's great that Nikki's got the outlet and stuff to explore this. Maybe you're starting a Franco dynasty the way we had the Ramita dynasty, for example. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe. Well, he came to me, and told me that he wanted to be a writer, as when he grows up. And I said, that's great. You're gonna need a day job, because sadly, hopefully you sell a movie script or a playwright. You become a playwright and make millions of dollars. The chances of that are slim. Not that they won't happen, but you gotta work at it. So he does. He works a full-time job and then he's always writing and drawing stuff. So I really commend him a lot.
That's excellent. And you're right. Well, and that's why I like when you come on to talk about your Kickstarters. I mean, Palmiotti and some of the other guys at DC and Marvel that have got a decade or so on you as far as experience. But as you said, it's Kickstarter's their laboratory just as much as yours. Yeah. And I do think that, you got to work a little harder because, you can't, like Mark Miller tapping John Romita Jr. to do his Psychic Sam. If you saw the Word Balloon commercial, everybody, you saw that great project and stuff. And, Franco's got talented artists and stuff, but it's not the immediate sell that Romita Jr. and Mark Miller are doing a new exciting book and everything. So you got to work a little harder.
Do I want this thing to launch and make $50,000-$60,000?
Sure.
Will it? Probably not. But that's not my goal. My goal is to fund it and get it out there. And we put some very cool, unique covers, limited covers up there, and some sketch covers that you can get there. Everything's limited on there. But if you just want the book and you want to read it, it's at a reasonable price. But hopefully we fund this and we'll see where it goes from there.
Absolutely. No, honestly, it's been really fun with my podcast. The last thing I expected was to be talking as much about crowdfunding as I do about DC and Marvel books and Image and the like and stuff like that. But I think it's fantastic how this community, it's been about 15 years since, maybe a little more, maybe about 2008 or so is when Kickstarter really suddenly seemed to be on the scene. That was only 3 years into Word Balloon. And it's really been fun as an observer watching how it's grown, and that creators can make the things that they've always wanted to make without having to worry about a publisher or a record company. Charles Soule with his stuff, is putting out albums and music alongside a lot of his Kickstarter stuff. So,
Yeah. As you well know, we did the Oh Yeah Comics Kickstarter. I was not in charge of the Kickstarter. I was just, I was at school and we were doing work on the books and stuff like that. Someone else, our buddy Zod, Chris Smits.
Chris Smits, absolutely.
Yeah, he handled that Kickstarter. So the first real Kickstarter I did was the LXT Kickstarter last year.
Right.
So that was my first Kickstarter. But I backed, I think I backed something like 70, 80 Kickstarters, and most of those have been in the last couple of years, just because I'm on there more, and I see what's some of the some cool stuff that people are doing. You talked about Palmiotti, and I talk to him and Amanda all the time at conventions, and the stuff he puts out on Kickstarter is cool. The stuff he does for Marvel and DC is cool, but that's Marvel and DC stuff. The stuff he does on the Kickstarter, like again, I have, I got, which, this is the Amanda Connor book.
Is that a sketchbook? Is that a sketchbook or art book?
Yeah, but again, it's from, available on their Kickstarter and stuff like that, from Paper Films.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
I just backed his new one. He just launched one 2 days ago. I think it's called the Deep Sea or something like that. So any one of Palmiotti's that comes up, I will back. But I backed, a whole bunch of different Kickstarters.
Sure.
And this is creators putting out work and content that is, coming from them. There's no oversight from, the Batman editor, or, you got to put this or whatever, you have to do this, or you have to hit this, or we're taking you off this book to put you on something else. My philosophy with Kickstarter, and I know I'm all over the place, but there's been Kickstarter pieces where, people are funding a bunch of their stuff, like one issue at a time. And I'm also doing that. I think I talked to you about it, and I really haven't talked to anybody else, but we have, I'm working with Mike Norton, who is an incredible artist. And we've been talking over the years about, like when we did that Shazam book for DC, it was one of my favorite things ever. We didn't have a lot of oversight, and, you just knocked it out of the park. And he goes, yeah, we gotta work on something together. And I just talked to him, a few months ago about, hey, how about this? And I said, I got a couple of things I'm working about. This is my idea for you. And then, I sent him a couple of other things, and he goes, I like the other one, and I'm like, I like that one too. But I didn't know if you'd be interested. He goes, I'm really interested. So that's something that, we're looking to do and fund one issue at a time on Kickstarter. So, again, when I wasn't lying when I said this is my laboratory for stuff. And I want to do all ages books. I want to do not adult books, but more mature themed books.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Well, because again, when those opportunities have come for you, like during the New 52, when you guys did the Green Team and stuff, that was it was safe for a 12-year-old to read, but it wasn't a kid book. It wasn't a kid book.
Yeah,
and I know you've got adult ideas. That's great.
Yeah, well, yeah, thanks. I got
adult ideas. Yes.
But I'm not really known for that stuff. I keep getting hired to do the kids stuff, and I'm like, yeah, I could do this other stuff too. The Greatest Luchador happens to be another kids book, but for all ages, anybody can read it. But I do have others, like I said, that I'm working on. I'm working on one with Scoot, and a mature title from Scoot and me is going to be something that nobody's really seen before. And this other project with my buddy Alex and Mike Norton is hopefully something that'll make a little bit of a splash.
Cool.
And they're just like they're good ideas. They're fun ideas, and I got to get them out of my system or I'm going to go crazy. So
I get it.
Yeah, I put them down on paper, and some I'll draw and others I won't. And it's just like I said, just a cool way to to make all this stuff in the laboratory and see what kind of ninja kaiju we can make out of it.
That's beautiful, man. And all right, that's the one that's coming the latest. Everybody, this isn't coming out till February.
But you can pre-order it now. You can pre-order it on Simon and Schuster, or from Paper Cuts, or Barnes and Noble, or Amazon. So you can pre-order it now. It's available for pre-order right now, as is Chase Speedington, and it will come to your door if you pre-order it. So,
okay, very cool. And then, of course, again, everybody, starting on Tuesday, it's going to be the greatest little luchador.
Yeah.
So check that out from Franco and Nick Aureliani. It should be great and deserving of your attention. And I'm happy to promote it here today on Word Balloon. Are we gonna talk on Sunday, or is there gonna be time for you to watch Trek Watch and catch up by Sunday?
I was gonna watch it last night, but somebody called me and I couldn't watch it. So yeah, that was you. I was actually literally gonna hit play when you called.
No!
Last night. But that's okay. Today was kind of all over the place, and then now I'm doing this. But tomorrow, actually, at IAC Comics, I'm going to go down to IAC Comics in New York because Joe Kelly is signing down
Hey,
here.
wonderful! Sure, for the Spider-Man run and everything. Absolutely.
And I just love that guy. He's just awesome. And yeah, I'm going to tell you a quick story too. We were in Charlotte. My son came with me to Charlotte, and Joe Kelly came up to the table and was talking to me and seeing how we were doing. We hadn't seen each other in a little while. And in the middle of talking, I said, Joe, I'm going to be really rude and interrupt you. I'm sorry, but I want to introduce you to my son, Nick. This is Joe Kelly. And he goes, hi, nice to meet you. I said, I'd be kicking you'd be upset with me later when I told you that he was the creator of Ben 10. And my son just went, what? That was, his mind was blown because that was his favorite show as a kid. And he was just like, oh my God, this is, so he was super nice to my son, and got a couple of pictures with my son and him, and super nice guy. So I'm excited to go down, and we're going to go out. My favorite part of any signing that we have at the store is going out to dinner with them afterwards.
I bet. Yeah, that's great, man. No, I totally respect that, and I'm all those Men of Action guys. Kelly, Casey, and Duncan, and Steve Siegel.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, and I am always like, because also creating something like Ben 10, and it's funny because you got the card game for the LXT stuff and everything. It's a different world from when they created Ben 10 and were able to sell this to Warner Brothers as for Cartoon Network and everything. And good luck today. It's a different world trying to sell that stuff.
Animation is a totally different beast today, and everything's really slowed down. But
yeah.
Ben 10 wasn't their only thing.
I know. Well, as they did the Spider-Man MTV cartoon. They did that Avengers Mightiest Heroes.
Yeah, I mean, they're an amazing bunch of creators and super nice guys.
Amazingly nice guys. Absolutely, man. No, I do. And I was so happy at Terrificon I got to do the panel with Joe. Both he did the Marvel panel with CB and the rest of the creators, but then we did a solo one as well. And I'm really excited for this Spider-Man run. It sounds interesting.
Yeah.
And dual track story and everything, and stuff happening on a cosmic level while stuff's happening on Earth.
His last Spider-Man, if I'm not mistaken, was non-stop Spider-Man. I think that he did a little while back.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that book.
Yep.
Yeah, and he's just an amazing writer. So yeah.
And he's we mentioned Johnny Jr., John Romita. He's alternating, and forgive me, I forget who the other artist is that he's alternating with on the book. But no, Amazing's in good hands right now. I've been very fortunate. I'm talking to you tonight. I had Fraction on yesterday Wednesday talking about Batman #1, which is great.
I talked to him in San Diego for a good half hour. So we were.
Oh, that's great.
At a DC function, we were talking, and super great guy.
And Philip Kennedy Johnson just started his new Superman book, the Book of El, and another sweetheart guy, down to earth. And by the way, and I said this to Matt because in Matt's story, Tim Drake is going to be the Robin in focus during that story, at least the first arc. And Philip's doing Batman and Robin with Damian, and then Wade and Somni are doing Batman Year One with Dick and Bruce.
Well,
and it's like, it's cool that we're really getting this like really good look at Bruce Wayne as a dad from these different Robins, and he treats each of these guys very differently.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and those guys are just amazing. We're trying to get Philip up at the store here in New York. We've been talking to him as well about getting him here.
I didn't even realize while I was talking to him, and we didn't mention it on the air, literally his last technical Army day was this week. I thought he was already retired, but he's like, nah, I just had to answer emails, push in some paperwork here and there. He said, but yeah, so yeah, man, nice career. Another Renaissance man. I mean, my God, that, not only protected our country, but being a trumpeter for the Army as well, and a hell of a musician and composer as well.
Yeah, our buddy at the Skokie store, who helps out every once in a while, Sweet Bernie. He runs a comic shop, a comic show that he does at his high school because he's a teacher, and he helps us out. But he's bringing him in as guest.
That's great
for the show. But he also talked to. I don't know if the show happened or not. Honestly, you have to excuse me because I can't keep track of that stuff in my mind. But he came in to talk to his music class about the musical stuff that he did or does, and then he's going to be at the show signing at the comic show. So yeah, cool. He's cool.
That's cool. No, he came to town doing that with a bunch. I think a bunch of high schools were all brought in, that music departments of high schools. And yeah, he and the Army band and stuff, beyond performing, also did tutorials and seminars and stuff, and really got with the specific instruments and everything. So no, he's the man. He's the man. You're the man too, Francis. Reminding everybody right now. Look at that. We got right in the middle there the greatest little luchador. That's the Kickstarter campaign that starts on Tuesday. Deserves your attention. Also coming up from Paper Cups, you can pre-order both of these books. You got Chase Speedington and The Last Dragon's Breath and Ninja Kaiju Unleashed. That's coming in February.
Yeah, so Chase Speedington is in November. You can pre-order now, November 4th, I believe, along with the second Flash Gordon adventures, which they both come out on the same day. So Flash Gordon 2 and Chase Speedington come out November 4th. And then Ninja Kaiju available in February, but all of those are available for pre-order right now.
Outstanding, dude. There you go. If all goes well, you'll likely see Francis, and I, and perhaps Mitch on Sunday for a Trek watch. Wayne is on assignment from doing the Supernatural convention. But until then, thanks a lot for watching Word Balloon Live. Next week, I've already got stuff lined up. I got Greg Rucka on Monday. He's got his Cheshire and Cheeto Rob the Justice League book. Issue 2 just dropped. Tuesday night, Mark Russell. Mark Russell is writing Racer X for Mad Cave. And we'll be talking about that. And on Wednesday, an old friend returning, Sterling Gates, because he's telling us he's got a new independent film that he made that we'll be talking about. But also, DC is reprinting his great Supergirl run with Jamal Igle, which is new Krypton stuff.
I like those guys, yeah.
Absolutely. And Allura, that's when Allura shockingly is backing General Zod. Mm-hmm. And it causes a little division in the L family. I think that's kind of neat. So, and Ed Zor-El is in it as well. Great story.
So Sterling is coming back. That's awesome. I like that guy.
Yeah, no, it's already a full week on Word Balloon Live next week. I hope you'll join us. Until then, everybody stay safe, stay happy, stay healthy.